This is Tororo, Uganda, the home of the Padola. My name is Kogot Peter, Luo Ambassador, East and Central Africa, and I'm here with an elder from the Padola. Nyinga Kogot Peter, Angelu Makenya to Anka Kod Jaduong Mar Jo Padola.
Ani lungane Mandara Salmo no wino. Abedo minister Matienga Dola Cultural Institution, tourism and antiquities. This was a cultural ministry cut off from heritage, tourism and antiquities. So I've cut off the tourism antiquities from the whole ministry. I'm in charge of the cultural festival of Padola. I'm a scholar of Padola history. I'm a scholar of the Luo history. And I'm a writer of the history of Padola. I've been doing research about Padola, about Luo and Padola, since 2004. I traveled to all Luo places in Uganda. These are the Choli, the Aluri, the Kumam, the Jotur, those are Chola Bor, and here, of course, in Padola. I reached those places, I met elders. They gave me a lot of information about Luo. What they would feel should be written. What they feel should be known about the Luo people. I met elders, many of them who have really died. I think I visited those archives by that time. If I didn't go that time, and anyone goes now, you will not meet them. I even have something which was written by some of them concerning Padola and Luo. As I am here, I've tried as much as possible to bring Padola up, and bring the Luo up. In Padola, I was a regular presenter of a program of Adola Gitenetene Radio Veros. I've talked about the Padola also in East FM and defended the Padola about some of our values. While I'm in the villages, I'll be able to talk about the culture of the Padola. I'm also a human rights defender. So when you go to dialogues, I also preach that I got there both as a human rights defender and as a minister, a cultural leader of Padola. So I bring all together and tell the Padola what we are, what are our values. If there are conflict, I say, no, this is how we should solve it. We should not make to shame the Padola, should not shame our children, so that we should live in a better world than it has been or it looks to be. So that's a little I can introduce myself.
Okay, thank you. What do I watch Sigana Marajulu? We will dig deep into history.
Yeah.
Because I believe in getting the water from the source, and now you are the source.
Thank you.
First, walk me through how many Luo groups do we have in total, and which groups are in which countries?
Yeah, in Tanzania we have the Kavirondos. Those are the Luo in Tanzania. We call them the Kavirondos because they originated from Kadironde. Kadironde was one of the brothers of Owiny who went up to Tanzania. In Kenya, we have the Julu of Kenya. In Uganda, we have the Padola. We have the Kumam, also called Jupukumu. Kumu was a brother of Adola and brother of Owiny. Then we have in Abim, Achola Bor. There I call them the Tur, they are the home people. The Luo called Turwa, those are the home people. But we have an elder there who died there, brother of Adola, called Onyango. So Joponyango are there. Then we go to Acholi, where the people of Labongo and the rest of the people. Then we go to Alur. Alur is a mixture of the children of Olum, the grandchildren of Olum, and then other people of the Luo also separated from Pajao. We had a great kingdom in Pajao. That is in Porongo sub-county in Acholi land. That's a place where the great Luo kingdom was. And as a result of Olum coup, overthrew the government, because when his father died, he decided to put himself king, yet he was not a crown prince. The crown prince was called Rukidi. And when the elders, his father had just died, were in a mournful state, and they're preparing, the high priest was preparing to install Olum, who was the commander of the royal army, called the soldiers, brought bulker, that is a drum for the king for coronation. He brought leptong, which was a spear, and then he brought what? And the drum was sounded, and the chair, komker. Komker. He sat on it and had a drum. As a result of that, people said, no, you're not the one. How can you be king? The king was Rukidi. He said, what are you talking about? I'm also a prince. Can't I be a king? Then people rejected him. He started killing them. That's what brought the dispersal. This dispersal, before even the Labongo Gipir issue came in. Labongo is a grandson of Olum, the grandson of Owen who went to Luo, the grandson of Adola who came to Padola, was called Onongor. So when this happened, people scattered. That's how people dispersed. One went to Bunyoro. That is where one of the brother Rukidi went to Bunyoro, the elder son, with his uncle called Nyangan. And the one who formed the Luos who are where? In Bunyoro, called the Bubito and the Luo. We have Job Chope, which is your Luo, and the other one there we have what? We have the Babito. Jobito, they will die. So the Jobito. People call Babito, but Jobito. Because people have failed to explain the beetle tree, what it was. That's how some misconception. So that's how this was spread. That's in Uganda. In Congo, we have got the Luo in Congo, who are numbering about 10 million. The biggest number, Luo, even if you collect all this, that's the biggest number. The clans, the big people, the people called Dangal, the Uganda, they are there, and other people who are there, other clans who are there. The Panduru, who came from what? From Kenya, from what? From Alur side here, and went that way. In Ethiopia, we have the Anuak. Call Anuak, call Anuak, call Anuak. In Sudan, we have many of them. The Belanda Bor, we have got the Jorochol, we've got the Pari, we have got the Belanda, we've got also the Samacholis.
Shiluk.
Shiluk, actually, that's the correction I want to make. Shiluk are not Luo in origin, but they speak language similar to Luo. We classify Luo according to Jupo Luo. Oluatiak was a king in that place called what? Wow. And from there, his stock are the ones who spread this way. Anuak went that way. Actually, when they went to Gondokoro, as they moved to Gondokoro, then other people started spreading. Jorochol went back from Gondokoro, went back to Wow, as they kept on moving down this way. Then the others who are there, those who include some of them. So those are the number of people who are there. The Shiluk, the Dink, and the Nueri actually are related to Luo, Jupoluo, because they are first called the Asian Nuer. The Asian Nuer had a kingdom in Aswan, Egypt. And that's the point where most of them dispersed. The Dinka went early and left the Nuer. Then the Shiluk left. Then the Nuer which remain actually are now adulterated, because when we left and we were running away from Egypt, from Wow, because the Arabs were always fighting us, fighting the Luos. We are now running with the leptong, with the raw spear, then we're coming down. So the Nueri now, the current Nueri, actually the old stock of the old Nueri. But we speak a language which is the same here. We can hear what they say. So when you talk about who is a Luo, those are Jupo Luo. Real Jupo, and I've counted them. But they are those are brothers, because they originated from the ancient Nuer race which was there. They lived long time in Aswan, in Egypt. But then because of the attack of the Arabs, who are Arabizing, who are Islamizing, they ran out because they did not want to be Arabized, to be captured and to be enslaved, and their kingdom to be destroyed. So that's why we continue maintaining kingdom which is now held by the Luri. Our real kingdom is held by ruler, but by default, by Ulum. through Olum is cool. Should have been held by Rukidi.
Now, let's go back to the origin. There are different versions. Some say we came from Egypt and came down through Sudan, and then we moved down along the Nile to where we are. And I think majority of the documents claim that we came from Bahr el Ghazal, which was in Sudan, but now in current-day South Sudan. Which of the two is correct?
We came from, as I told you, before we became Luos, we came from Egypt. Then we settled in Wau. From Wau, we came to Gondokoro. Now, in Wau, we had kings like Rubanga. We have kings like Komrach. We have kings like Otike. Eh? Then now when we came down now this way, we had Uluatiak, we had Otike. When we came down to Gondokoro, Otike was the one who left Wow, came to Gondokoro. Otike was there, was a king, and his son called Alu. Alu, after Alu it was followed by who? By Simvor. Then Simvor, from Gondokoro, the Arabs were still coming. So then we moved down. The royal, because the Luo came are royal. I'm talking about the royal group of Luos. They started coming down. So that is a version which was researched. I got this thing from a friend of mine who has died. But it was a great researcher from Aluri. He did research for 50 years about the Luos. He went to Krazalara, who wrote a history about the Luo people. Krazalara, 3 books. He went up to Egypt and was there doing research when the last one was not yet damned. He saw how the Luos, those were enslaved in Egypt. So he did a lot of work. He went everywhere. He went to Congo. He went to he interviewed the Shilluk, interviewed the Nweri, interviewed the Dinka, interviewed the Choli who were in Sudan, other group of people. Then he made the Choli of Uganda. He made the Lur king and so on. He went to Congo. He made those Congo people. Then he came to this place, to Jupukumu, into Kaberamaido. Those actually Lu Jupukumu. That's why the word Kumam comes from. Kumam Jupukumu. So interviewed them. Then he came and interviewed the Padola in 1959 in a place called Matindi. And they showed him where Dola was buried. It was sometime a bush or something like almost a jungle almost. They buried him there, and that place is now a place which we have to now to put out a gazette, and what to say, one of the most important historical and cultural sites of the Padola. And even for the Luos, because that's what it is. So that's a version which was so much research. That's a new research which went, because he interviewed elders. And the good thing, I have got his version of that history in Dor Alur. I have it.
Okay.
And I interviewed him extensively. He was a great friend of mine. And he died accidentally. He was knocked by motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah, but I got the archives from him, which is going to help us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So we've come down from Egypt through Sudan and all the way to Tororo.
Yes.
Now we have Jopadola.
Yes.
What defines a Jopadola? What cultures or traditions or way of life would define you as a Padola and not any other person?
Jopadola are those who followed Adola, who stayed with him. Some of them were his children, some of them his siblings, who were some of the sisters, and those who stayed with him this way here until he died, because of the severity of the wound. That's why he was able to die, and he was weak because of that. Now Jopadola have traditionally, we have the foods which we eat, which define us. Yeah? And we eat, basically, we have millet called kal. We have sauces which have like greens, bo. We have sauce called akeo. And then also we have been putting milk in those items there in the bo, on akeo. Those are some of the things we eat. Then on the side of other activities. We have been doing many things. We will make granaries,
How do you call granary in the
called dero.
Dero, okay.
Yeah, yes. We make granaries, we make small, small things, craft things there. This is used for domestic. And basically, a particular, when you look at Padola's house, you see how it is dome-shaped, in most dome-shaped huts, round like this. Yeah. Usually there may be no windows, but of course, purposes of hygiene, people put the windows there. Most of those never had windows for security purposes. Then, concerning our music, dance and drama, what we're known about is Fumbo music. Fumbo, Tongol, and Teke. All those things work together. Fumbo is this long drum. Then, of course, the harp is the Tongol. Then you have the characters is the Teke, the one which beat like this. So that's what define the music of the Padola.
So among the Luo of Kenya, we have cultures like removal of the 6 lower teeth. Is this something that's done among the Padola?
Yeah, it was like that.
But not anymore?
Not anymore, because it has been made to look something bad before people. But that's the culture we had. And it's mostly common with men. And women used to have tattoos on their stomach here. Kedi. Yes. Kedi to show, the more kedi you have, the more you look good and people look at you. Yes.
And did we lose that sense of beauty?
They lose sense of beauty.
Do you think people still look at the girls, the kedi, and feel like this is beautiful?
People used to admire it so much. A woman who didn't have the kedi, even my mother has, up to now. My mother has. She's 87 years, she has. But then those things are running away, those tattoos. Those things are made up, running away. Because people feel this is also painful and so on. Even some people do not want to move the tooth because it's painful if they remove the tooth and so on. Or they say look ugly. But that's what defines what we wear.
Do you have a spear in your house?
A spear in my house?
Yes.
Tongue. Right now I don't have. Because what I don't have is people associated it with what? With the traditional things and so on. You know, when you have a spear, they say that is your symbol of what? Of leadership and symbol of, to show that you are what? Culture, so the culture. But now, since we are now got into Christianity, some of those things, they don't want to have it. Because traditionally, used to have bull. We used to have tongue. Tongue was for security.
Yeah, I think a typical Luo house had tongue and komba.
Bull, and then you also have even a club. Some have clubs, yeah. And even some had what? Something like a long knife, which is a bor. We call it a bor. Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Are you a serious Christian or?
I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ.
Correct. Now, in an event when our culture clashes with Christianity, for example, polygamy. Polygamy is our thing.
Yes.
Now, Christianity says that it's wrong.
Yes.
Now, in an event where our culture clashes with Christianity, which way do we go?
Yeah. What is happening now is that if I get somebody who has 2 wives, I don't blame him. Because I feel this is a wish to have what? 2 wives there. That's good. Some people can manage having 2 wives. Our belief was that you're able them to live equally and comfortably. Those days, you marry a woman and says, you bring another woman, my sister, to be with me. Because now she finds that good old, there's a lot of activities that needs to be done, fetching water from a distance and so on. So this younger woman would come in, would help. Then also people used to have the last younger women at almost when they're growing old, because they want to have a child who is young enough to call them father and to be able to help them. Yes. Yeah.
Now, if I would just ask another question along that line, I want to understand when Christianity clashes with Luo culture, what would you advise me to go through? For example, I have a home, and traditionally we had people, the magicians, who could kind of bring some sense of security. They would do some magic that prevents the thieves from stealing from you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know it about it. They
Yeah.
can do that in your
Yeah.
farm as well.
Yes.
Now, Christianity says that this is wrong, this is evil. Now, as a Luo and a passionate Luo, who has a Christian name, so I also have
Yes.
a little bit of Christianity.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
way should I go? Should I go the Bible way, or should I go the Luo way to defend my home?
You know, what you do is what would you think best can help you to handle. Because you know why we have a place called Nyakiriga, our shrine. People became Christian, but when they found out Christianity is not helping them, they would go back that way there. When we were having Culture Festival, we went with Mr. Uchengo Kotolunga, and I held a white cock up there, and I said, God of our people. I was persecuted. People felt very bad. So many people attacked me, even members of the culture institution. They said what I doing was wrong. But what I learned there was very interesting. Call out Bura. When you go there, you say, Bura Okai Pawere. Bura is the hair of God. Now when translated in modern Christianity, Christ is a what? Is a heir to God. So there's some bit of similarity as some of these things which we had, some of the faith we have. Like now the spiritual world, we believe it is there, even to accept that the spiritual world. For us, when we are offering something, when I'm offering something, I'll say, I offer it, and for my children, for my grandfathers, and so on. When you talk about the grave of my grandfather, I go there, I offer it. If there's sacrifice there, I will take what? I will take a hen, and they slaughter, and they handle it that way. I still believe in some of our culture.
Some of it or whole of it?
No, some of it, because there's an aspect of our culture which was not good. Like in some cultures, when your daughter becomes pregnant, from home, you kill that fetus. It was very tense and it was very bad. There's certain aspect of our culture which you could not continue with.
Yeah, I understand.
Like in some other countries, the people used to kill kill the twins. Eh? But for us now, like now that culture there, of now pressing that thing that so that even your daughter will die, because it was not acceptable in our culture for a girl to get pregnant from home. Not acceptable at all. And the person like now that time, if I told your brother, if I told my brother is involved in incest with my brother and my daughter, and they pregnant her, they would kill that brother. It happened in Pajao, where they killed one of the person who pregnated the brother's what? Brother's daughter. So they said not acceptable. That one is strictly, that's not that. You don't touch your brother's son. Incest is completely very much prohibited. And if you commit incest, like that one there, they build a house, they set you inside a ramshackle house, they burn it, and then they beat you with what? With the thorns. So completely you are chased away from the community, and you never come back. Punishment. There's some things which are there, some reconciliation, some forgiveness there. There's any part of our culture which I think that is not what we can now embrace now.
Okay. And as a Nyakwari, if I want to be polygamous,
Yeah.
do you have your blessings or not?
Yeah, if you want to have a woman to marry, I will say it is your choice. But I will tell you, it's good to have one wife. Why? Because it's very difficult to love both of them equally. Because we have seen of recent how cheap those people who are polygamous families are so divided. There are a lot of problems in families. They are divided. There's witchcraft, there's what, there's killing, there's witch hunting. There's a lot of things in a family. So you take yourself, you made a mistake of having another woman, being polygamous. When you get this woman, who say the other one you gave more meat. When do these things, all those things become really chaos in the home. Yeah. So some of those things, but I'll tell him that I would advise that you have to have one. But if you can manage to have two, and you love them equally, go ahead.
Is your bedroom on the left side of the house or the right side? If you're walking into the house,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
facing inside,
Yeah.
is your bedroom on the left or on the right?
My bedroom is on the right side.
On the right side. Is there a rule in your Padola dictating which side the bedroom should be?
Many people don't know it. We don't know it. Many people don't know they should be on the right side. But what you do not dictate when your bed is, the woman sleeps what? Underside the wall. For you sleep this way here towards the door. With your tradition, with your weapon and so on, so that whoever comes, you're the first to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a traditional.
And when you have a son, do you have a son?
I have sons.
You have sons. Which side of the house, when you're facing the gate, Rangach, which side should your first son build his house?
Of course in front.
Oh, but if this is the gate and you're standing at the front, you're looking at the gate, should your first son be on the right side or the left side?
My son should be on the right side.
Why?
That's how it is. That's what we found culturally, what it is. Because I even saw it in when we went to Gotramogi. We saw those huts and how a home is supposed to, how it was. Reminded us of what was it this way in Padola.
Okay. So in the law of Kenya, for sure many of people do not really follow it
Yes,
faithfully.
yeah, yes.
But if you're facing the inside,
Yeah.
if you're outside looking straight into the house,
Yeah.
your bedroom should be on the left.
Yeah.
Okay? And your son, your first son, builds his house on the right-hand side
yes.
when looking at the gate. Reason? Your first son should build on the same side as your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you're looking inside the house and your bedroom is on the left, then that means if you face the gate,
Yeah, it is on
then
the right.
on the right. So your first son must build his house on the same side as your bedroom. And in a typical Luo home, your bedroom should be on the left side. And this is a challenge. I also was challenged in Tanzania. I didn't know it. And I had to pose the question to my followers from Kenya to confirm.
Yeah.
And they all confirmed that all the houses have the bedroom on the left.
Yeah.
And the sons build their houses on the right so that the son is on the same side as the bedroom.
Yes.
Is this a consideration in Jopadola?
Yeah, they also don't take it seriously. They don't take it seriously. They move. They don't take it seriously like that.
Okay.
Because now what is happening is that with the time, the children go away. You know, your child, you give your son giving house behind you somewhere, not very close to you. So if it's behind you, they may not face you. You go there, Laromoro, there's some kind of hill there.
Yes, but first you build your homestead. I think in Africa we have homestead,
Yes,
not
homestead,
home.
yes.
And within your homestead, your son must build there before he goes and builds his
We
own
call it
homestead.
Simba.
Simba, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, Simba. you
Now,
call it.
so that Simba has to be on the right. But
Yeah.
I would ask,
Miss
in
Padola.
Simba, you have Simba.
Yeah, Simba.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, in
Simba,
the village.
Yeah.
Is your bedroom on the left or on the right? You don't remember? You have Simba.
Yeah.
Is your bedroom on the left? If you're looking straight into the house, on the right. And for him as well?
Where the door goes.
Yeah, if you're looking at inside the door, on the
Yeah.
left. Oh, so for Padola it's
Yeah. It
Can
is
go
just here.
either
You
side.
can go either side. Don't pay attention to it.
Ah.
As you lock the door, you have to put from the left, then lock. And as you open, it goes to the left. And therefore, the door acts as a safety for your day. So it's on the left.
Oh, are you the first son or no?
I'm the second son.
Second son. Which side is your house in your father's homestead? Is it on the left or on the right?
Just on his right.
Is it a rule or just by chance?
He chance because I just told you there, you there, you there.
Yeah.
This is the question I'm posing to Joe Padola. Is there a rule on which side the first son should build his house? Is there a rule on which side of the house will facing the house should be your bedroom? Luo unity,
Yeah.
as an elder, is it a possibility? What do you think about Luo unity?
Now, Luos have tried to unite, but we're having problems. Problems are within ourselves, and problems are also with those who not like us to be united. Yeah. Now, one of the things that brought problems was, some of them are historical. When people departed from Pajao in disgust, in a way where it was very painful, now some of them did not want to come back. When you talk about a man called Olum, they will not like again to come back to them. So we have a historical problem that what Olum did brought a curse. And the curse is there. That's why you see that coup did not end in a coup, but the death of many people and suffering. And they would have been comfortable, they would not have died with a wound in this place here. Okumu would not have died like that one there. If that place was comfortable, they would have remained there and would not have spread the way we are. But I think it is very important for us that we should come together. There was a plan by some Luos that we do what? We remove that curse. Luos know it very well. That the curse which has brought that thing, a curse when someone is killed in the home, doesn't affect the people who killed, but even affects all the people. That's our belief as Luo people, as Africans. So if we remove that one there, we'll be okay. But the way we are, we need to examine historically where we are and what brought us not to be together. There are certain category of Luos who are still not very comfortable with each other. I've been in a conference where we have the Luo kingdom and the Luo cultural leadership. The three of us were there, the Padola, Lura, and the Choli. But you find that the Padola and the Lura Choli are very good friends. I find that there's a problem with some of their Cholis and the Lura because they're neighbors. So that neighbor issue, which I also found out as I moved there, can also prevent us to have that kind of relationship. But I think if we go back, we know that we are from the same stock. It is better for us to come together. Yeah, come together as one people. But that coming together is not going to be comfortable to certain groups of people. I'm sorry to say it. People will not be very happy to see us united. Like in a home when you are coming together, families together, some neighbors who are enemies do not want you people to be together. But I think it is something very important for us. The only thing that will help us to know is, let us go back to our history. What are we? And how we are. What we lose, what we love, what we are supposed to be. Yeah. So I think that one will be very important for us. I'll call later on.
Okay. You sit in the council of Jopadola,
Yes, I do so.
and I believe in these councils you discuss Luo festivals and Luo events.
Yes, we do so.
And you have one lined up.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Do you have invitations for the Luo from other countries?
Yeah, we have invitation. We should have had one. Since we had one in 2019, we could have had one in 2021, but because of COVID, we were not able to do so. In the one we had in 2019, we invited the Luos from Kenya, the Luo in Kenya. We were not able to invite other Luos, but it is our plan this time to invite all other Luo groups who came in. But as a cultural institution, we invited other cultural institutions neighboring us, and none of them came. But as Luos, we only invited the Luo in Kenya, and those people came for the cultural festival. But I think this time, this plan, as I'm the one in charge of the cultural festival, I'm going to discuss it with the council and the committees, so that we give an open invitation to the Luo people within Uganda and outside who can come for the festival. Yeah, I think that is what I do. Like when we went to Ramogi Festival, it is only us, the Padola, who were there. Other Luo, I don't know whether they invited them or not, but it's only us, the Padola, who were there with the Luo in Kenya. Yeah.
Would you consider making an advert or whatever form of announcement through Ramogi FM or Ramogi TV on this?
Yeah.
So this is the best way to reach the Luo masses in Kenya.
Yes, yeah, that's what we are going to do, because this time we had just letters which we sent to them. But this time around, because we want to take to be 25, the one in 2020 is going to be 25 years since Padola was coronated as what? As a leader of the Padola, head of the station of the king. So we are going to have a mega one, this big. We are starting planning now, so that by that time we shall be able to see who are to invite more people, and let it be known that it is going to take place such a time. The other time, we're just feeling about it because we had not even thought about it. But we say, well, it is important for us to have the 20th coronation anniversary. So that's why we had that one there in 2019. So next year we are going to have one, which is going to be for 25 years. It's because Kwara was put in 1999. So in 2024, it's going to be 25 years. Silver Jubilee, yes, that we're going to have it.
Am I invited for the Luo Festival?
Are you invited? Before even you talk, you're invited. Because you're a Luo, you're invited.
Okay, and just a suggestion. I think sending letters is okay, but I think this is only going to reach a given group of people.
Yes.
And if you're inviting people, possibly you targeting people in leadership, the best way to have a success is to let the young people do it.
Yeah.
They have the social media, and the young people form the majority, the bigger percentage of the population, and they have the best way to mobilize.
Yes.
Apart from sending letters, so that can be taken into consideration. So I'll ask you
I
one.
agree with you totally.
I have just one more question, and then we're going to finish. When someone died, or among the Luo of Kenya, especially an elder, we have Teroburu. Do you have it?
Teroburu, it means as...
Yeah, it's a celebration to take away the spirits from the house into the forest.
Yeah, yeah.
We will take the cows, put in the house, and then we will leave when we sing and dancing with the cows, and we go into the forest and we slaughter something there and we eat, and we feel like we've taken the spirit of death away.
That's after?
When someone died and after they're buried.
Oh, yeah,
we
but
take
yes.
some times and then we...
We have something similar. They're called Luokodoki therapy, Dokipi. So we take the animals where to drink, because that time, that's when even people are what? People are going to bathe and so on. People take now the cows back to the water, and that was there. We are not doing that celebration in the forest there. For us, we have got several items. We have got when somebody dies is there. We have called Pido. When somebody has been buried, the next day is out to discuss about the person's what. Then also Joe Buru. Buru, of course, that is the fire is set.
The ashes.
Ashes are there, and that one there is also a celebration which is done. And of course, there's slaughtering of what? Animals and so on, the rest one. Then of course, Kwanyamasanja, of course, there is women will tie there with the dry banana leaves and the waste and so on, and all the mat which they had down there, of course, all those things are removed. Then of course, the last one, of course, we have the last funeral rites, when there's a lot of celebration, we celebrate the life of the person, and as we mourn, we say we are happy, the person has lived and has been. Somebody, happy, yes.
And when someone, especially an elder, dies, does the family shave their hair?
Yes, there's also there's Liedo, yes.
Yeah, so do you still Liedo now?
No, people still do it, but Some people still do it, but some people ignore it. But that's our culture. Liedo.
Okay. I think we're done. Your last message to the Luo.
The Luo people, wherever you may be,
Inya wachona gi do Padola.
Joluo, nyi kwayo Luo atiak, kama win tiye je, ngewi ni we take, they take. We juma war win, muluor win. Gima duong' mitani we wore. We makar we kanya chiel. We tiwi gi meni. We nyuth ji ni mapa kibedo. We konyi joma jomitere konyo jo. We dongi kama win tiye. Pecho me ono dongi. Pecho kama win tiye ribedo pecho molony. Pecho maber. Pecho ma ji woro. We bed gi chiemo moromo. Pecho. Riko bedo pecho pa jaluo. Ribedo chiemo. Gigik piny mantie pecho. Mitere bedo pecho. Dhoki. Diegi. Kawe nyalo. Gwendi kawe nyalo bedo pecho. Mena pecho. Ka wendo moro bino pecho luo. Miyugo kade pia madha. To wendo kiro doka doka meno. Jol wendo. Ka gimoro tie miyu wendo. Wantie ga gecha. Ma wacho ni wendo kidoki gi ginang'o. Kidok gi pecho. Kidok gi dala. Miyi wendo giminyalo miyo wendo. Ijol wendo. Ikwang wendo. Omi wendo winyo maber. Mena paka joluo jobedo. Joluo jomaro ji. Nwang' dhano je manitie minyalo konyo go manitie teko. Jol ng'at moro je minyalo jolo. Tiripo gwokro gi dhano moro je. Jol go tiripo neno. Jokuor be nitie. Ro gwokro kuom jokuor. Wikiri tanga na tanga. Kama ler. Rijo man mikuya jo. Bedu kama ber. Wijol jije. Toripo gwoko nya ling mewi. Wacho mako kum pecho. Wacho mako kum kuorwe pecho maber. Kuorin tendo mew maber. Teru te per jo soma. Jo bed jo ng'ei. Wach ma piny meje. Teru tendo mew ni kenya nwang'o tich joti. Wajo ni tich amatek. Joti gi meni. Aka nyaka jodong pecho.
Afoyo matek jo Padola. Erokamano joluo ma Kenya. Apoyo jo acholi. Unapua anywa. Nyinga Kogot Peter, Luo Ambassador, Eastern Central Africa. Thank you so much and bye-bye.
Thank you.